We've got a lot on the plate today. A lot on the plate. So, our recap for this session is going to be a bit of a doozy because we've got quite a bit to cover. A lot of things happened last session that we weren't ready for. Yeah, quite a lot of things happened we weren't ready for. Oh. Ooh, wait, I wonder. Nope, okay. Anyway. I'm gonna try to make this as succinct as possible in order to avoid, going through and spending the first 10 minutes of the video recapping the last video. Because that would be miserable. Anyway, so here we go. Shit's fucked. No? Bad joke? Okay. Anyway. So last time we were in Sultan Sanctuary, we began our adventure in Hager's Cavern, where we decided to explore because we knew that when we reached the other side, we would reach the Sunken Keep. At the other end of the cavern, we'd end up at the Sunken Keep, kind of on the back side of the Kraken Cyclops' boss fight. Or the front side? I'm not sure. Anyway, that was the idea, and turns out, I guess this game has a funny way of tossing all expectations out the window. And despite how calm and pretty the cavern looked, peace was not an option inside the Hager's Cavern. It was rough going. We had some struggles with the enemies, we had struggles with navigation, we had struggles with obelisk puzzles, all that good stuff. We didn't run into him. We saw our little determined knight friend somewhere in the cavern, like near the beginning, and then he just vanished. As we were progressing and trying to find our way to him, he vanished. No idea where he was, so we missed a little bit out on that, and I'm very sad about that. We also ended up in like a cellar area of the Red Hall of Cages, which turned out to be nothing more than an arachnophobic's nightmare, and I apologize for anyone who had to see that. What else is there? As we progressed through the cavern, we ended up facing off against a boss known as the Disemboweled Husk, which is like this aggressive zombie pirate-like creature, so to speak, which, according to the items that he dropped, or the one item that he dropped, which I believe is like a doll, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Oh. Doll of the Disemboweled Husk. Though resembles a marionette, it was in fact the Husk's puppeteer, so it's easy to believe that either something or someone was the puppeteer behind the Disemboweled Husk. Basically, the Disemboweled Husk was more of a puppet than anything, than an actual sentient monster, or lack thereof, which is very interesting. I really like that idea, and I wonder, as I look at this doll, it kind of makes me think, oh, I wonder if the little scarecrow has anything to do with that. What else do we have? After that, we took the key that he gave us, and we progressed to the Sunken Keep. Hopefully, we opened a door, expecting to find ourselves back at the Sunken Keep. I said the Sunken Keep, I meant Hager's Cavern. We opened a door, hoping to find ourselves back at the Sunken Keep through Hager's Cavern, but ended up in an entirely new area altogether, known as the Mire of Stench. We made our way through this area to find a sanctuary, and ended up making the decision to double back and kind of progress through the cavern a little more, just to kind of round things out and make sure we didn't like miss anything, so to speak. We actually met a new friend. I don't remember what her name was. Mince, I think, something like that. But she gave us the Redshift brand, which is super awesome because the Redshift brand allows us to pass through red arcane obstructions, known as Redshift. Hopefully There's a few areas that I want to go back to in order to kind of test and see if this has any effect on that, but we'll get back into that later. We progress to this area which reeks of Blight Town influence, and come up against a creature known as the Stench Most Foul, which, I kid you not, that was the name of the boss. The area was rather short, and we came across that boss rather quickly. Very fun fight. I like his design. I like the fight and all that stuff. Real good time. After that, we progressed a little further, just trying to let's just push the boundaries a little bit, see what's a little more ahead, and we ended up in two totally different areas, one right next to the other one. The first one is the Fort Beyond the Mire, and the second one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's literally just across the street from where this is. We haven't even explored this area. We just came back, found a sanctuary, which is where we are now, and that's where we left off. That being said, we do have some stuff that I kind of want to clear up first. One of them being going back to Haggard's Cavern and the what do you call it? The Red Hall of Cages, because I want to test some things with the Redshift brand. Not only that, but we also met another friend in the Red Hall of Cages, kind of in that cellar area. I don't remember their name, but she gave us a challenge to bring her a Red Lord's ear, which I'm pretty sure you saw it when I was running through here. I went through the trouble of farming it myself. In my own spare time. I ended up farming it just to kind of get it done out of the way so we don't have to waste time on that. So I want to bring her that Red Lord's ear and see what she gives us as a reward. After that, instead of progressing forward where we are, we're actually going to backtrack a little bit, and we're going to head towards this Dome of the Forgotten, something else that our little knight friend mentioned, something that he said he was dreading. There's a ziggurat at the other end of the Dome of the Forgotten, and he wants to find what's there. After failing to help us slay the dragon in the Castle of Storms, he set himself upon a new quest, and I think it's only fitting that we try to help him at least. That being said, the plan is a little bit of backtracking and then off to the Dome of the Forgotten. But before we head off, I do kind of want to come back to the bestiary, because when we left off at the end of the video, we kind of went through our collection of the things that we found. And we decided, and we went through, read their little lore pieces and all that stuff, kind of rounded all that out. But you know what I forgot to go through? The bestiary. We're not going to get too deep in the bestiary. There's some that I kind of want to highlight if I can find where they are. Let's see. Angsty bones. A reanimated human skeleton adorned in Raider's armor. I don't remember facing this enemy. Whatever magic animates this creature must be immensely powerful. But they're far heavier than what an average man can wield. Okay. I like the armor mites. Those things are really cool. A cave-dwelling, heavily armored, chitinous creature. The armor mite is actually two creatures. An ogre crab and the fleshy bipedal victim, usually a man. It has repurposed as its torso half. The victim doesn't actually die during the fusion, though once the process has begun, it cannot survive without its host. That is terrifying. I do want to highlight that this creature has very strong, Silent Hill vibes. If you're familiar with Silent Hill at all, you might see a little bit of the Red Pyramid in that, which I'm a fan of. That's probably why I like its design. What else do we have? Here we go, the Disemboweled Husk. Shell of the former dread pirate Haggard. He has been disemboweled, and a small doll dwells in his gaping body cavity, controlling his actions like a tiny marionette. That's wild. So the ship that we see at the bottom of the cavern doesn't belong to us. It belongs to Haggard. Hager's cavern is nothing more than just his final resting place. And where did this doll come from? We may never know, but it turned out that the doll, oh, there it is, you can see it right there at the little bottom next to his sword, in his hand. Anyway, so the doll controls the husk. We don't know what happened to Hager, but whatever happened probably wasn't fun. The fact that he was disemboweled and a small doll was placed inside of his body makes me believe that something put it there and used it to reanimate the corpse. Very interesting. What else do we have? What is a stench pod? Okay, so let's start with that stench most foul. Putrescent lord of the mire of stench, this hideous foul creature is said to have emerged from an alchemical experiment once conducted by a woods wraith alchemist with more ambition than caution. The creature was small at first, but upon eating its creator, not only did it grow, but it learned of its love of human flesh. This design is grotesque. I love it. A stench pod is a bud birthed by that stench most foul. Stench pods are more like hair or fingernails than eggs. They're semi-sentient creatures shed that are discarded by their host to eventually die off. I don't know if I read that properly, but semi-sentient creatures shed that are discarded by their host to eventually die off. It's funny that this little creature actually is this creature was part of the boss fight of that stench most foul, and it has its own little lore. It has its own little journal entry. I really like that. Drop bears. A giant spider aptly named for a tendency to drop on its prey. Drop spiders thrive in dimly lit caves and dungeons. There you go. I apologize for you arachnophobes once again. What else do we have? A cloaked spirit of iron chains and blades. It is said that the witch that designed Hager's torment created these beings as eternal wardens to his suffering. More lore about poor little Haggard and his cavern. The Dread Horseman. Heavily armored knight, a Dread Horseman on foot is still a highly formidable foe, and in the few cases when Burian rebels managed to unseat a Dread Horseman, they only successfully disarmed and captured one. Wow. Okay, so the Dread Horseman is, we fought one right on the doorstep coming into this area. Oh, it's not even like an ant, it's a flying spider. A winged swamp spider. Okay, good to know. That makes me not very happy. Alrighty. I think we can progress. Let me just kind of remember my controls here real quick. I don't know what to do. Can I do any upgrades? No. I'm still not sure if I want to keep the hunter's boots. I think we're good. I think we're set. So, a little bit of backtracking. Try to see if we can figure out how to use this Redshift brand, and then off to the Dome of the Forgotten. Let's start with the cavern. There's two areas in particular that I want to think of in the cavern. There's where our friend was, kind of up here in the beginning. I want to see if that's a thing, although I don't know how to get there. And then I also want to see, there was like a bridge that we found at some point. I don't remember where. Hopefully we can find it. Oh. I almost forgot. So while I was going and farming for Red Lords, Oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. While I was farming for Red Lords, I came across something else. I came across a piece of armor, not a piece of armor, but an armor set, an outfit set, that I don't know how I missed the first time, but I would be surprised. I haven't looked at it, I don't know what it says, I'm staring at it right now, but I'm not actually looking. If the lore implications of this outfit aren't huge, I would be impressed. So let's take a look. We found a set known as the Amethyst set, starting with the Amethyst hood, a silk hood and mask. A garment like this would have been worn by a handmaiden, as hoods are typically reserved for the servantry. The Amethyst bodice, an elegant silk bodice. A dress like this could have been worn by nobility, but the design seems more in line with what a highly ranked noble's handmaiden would have worn. An elegant silk skirt. The peasantry would only sully such delicate fabric. So the dress gives us more than anything else. A dress like this could have been worn by nobility, though the design seems more in line with what a highly ranked noble's handmaiden would have worn. If you recall the very beginning of the game, on the ship, I took notice of two people sitting in a side-off area where that scene was, I'm assuming, locked off by the Unspeakable Deep boss at the very beginning. That set is worn by one of those two people, so it's safe to assume. How do I put this? So at the beginning, we have two people sitting in like this room. We have one standing, kind of looking around, really shady, really suspicious, and then we have one sitting in a chair who doesn't really look like she has much going on with her. It almost looks like she's been, like, held captive, is kind of the vibe that I got from the scenery. What that makes me believe is that the person who was sitting in the chair in the back of the room was probably our princess. This set is very similar to the one worn by the person standing next to our princess, looking around, just waiting to see what happens. Our handmaiden, which leads me to believe, has a very, very, very deep hand into everything that happened, into the shipwreckage, into the pirates that boarded our ship, into the summoning of the Unspeakable Deep, into the disappearance of the princess. That handmaiden has something to do with it all. And finding that set kind of is a little bit of affirmation that we kind of know who our villain may be. That being said, I found that entirely on accident. Don't know how I missed it. Haven't looked at it until just now, and I'm glad that I did. That being said, I think it's safe to progress now that we did a extended recap. I have no idea where to go. This is gonna kill me, isn't it? Not even close. So how does the redshift work? Torchlight. Oh my gosh. You know what's really cool about this, about finding this little room? It means we don't have to go back. It actually means we don't have to backtrack at all, because this affects nothing. So the reason why I say that is because there is a room in the Red Hall of Cages that has a similar mist, and it's kind of like a platform that leads you up. It's very obvious that we can't access that mist yet. Whatever it does. But we still have to go back and deliver our ear to our friend, which I don't remember how to get there. So we're gonna wing it. Hello. Some people shrink in the face of danger. I thrive on it. There are two types of people in the world, harvesters and plants. I'm a harvester. What are you? I would say I'm a harvester. Not good enough. Prove it. Are you a harvester? And I'll give him the Red Lord's ear. I've harvested a bit, so I've got some nice things to sell. Perhaps we could help each other out. Ooh, I can buy a case of salt. That's pretty nice. That's actually really nice. Oh, can't afford a case of salt. Unfortunate. Have you heard about the treasure on this island? It's buried deep, deep down. Ooh. Stay icy. Okay. Well then. We made a new friend. I'm still sad we haven't found a bag of dirt. So our next stop, I hope that's the Red Hole Caves. Okay. Our next stop now is the Dome of Forgotten. We learned a little bit about what may have happened in the beginning. We learned that Redshift really hasn't helped us much at all. So we shaved like 30 minutes of like game time, and we proved our worth to our friend and unlocked a new merchant. I'm excited about that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can upgrade my stuff. I didn't even realize I needed a soldier's poem for that stuff. So, I'm really iffy about doing this. Oh, it's only one level. Never mind. So, I have like 23,000 salt. A lot of that was kind of collected between last session and like my extra farming expedition. But it's obviously not enough to actually make any significant progress, so I'm gonna use it. Because why not? I only get one little thing out of it. I still don't know what to do with my tree of skill. Let's just give myself more dexterity, I guess. There we go. Just because I can't think of anything else to do. Ooh, that is so pretty. I love that scenery. The night sky, the shooting stars. Very, very peaceful. I bet you could have a nice date up here. Lower, lower, and lower. Fear no gods. A strong descent and a steep ascent. Ooh. What's in here? Curiosity plagues me. I have to know. Something bad's gonna happen. I'm waiting for it. Oh my gosh. Alright. Option 1, the ruined temple. Ooh, a goodie. What did I just find? So I found a weapon of some kind. Was it a weapon? What did I just find? Bracelets of masterfully... Okay, so I found armbands, pants, and a shirt. Got it. And the Dome of the Forgotten. Well, we did say this is where we were going to come first. File of the Undersight? Okay. A potion of Undersight, the ability to see that which lurks in a dimension too ethereal to be perceived by mortal vision. That sounds huge. That sounds necessary. We have mimics. It's so cool, I love that design. That is such a cool design for a mimic, I love it. So, okay, we now have a potion that I think I know what it does, but before we think of anything else, we're gonna just move forward. Man is afraid of a woman? An amber idol, awesome. What the fuck is that? Ow. Okay. I tried to be a cool guy. Being a cool guy ended up doing nothing. There we go. Awesome, give me all the undersight. The Whisperman's Ashes. Okay, something tells me we might need to use this a lot more than I want to. Flintlock pistol and some flintlock shots. Nice. Oh my gosh. You can farm them too. Nice. Oh, of course he dropped something good. What the hell is that? Well, there's a peek at the next boss, I guess. Merchant set, another Tower Knight. I wonder how long that idol lasts. Ooh, another amber idol. Nice. What is that? A refill? Already? That seems like a bit much if you ask me. Nope, it still doesn't affect that. Got it. Oh, it hurts. Okay. This area is really cool. Oh, come on. What is this? Alright, let's do it. Nice. Easy boss, easy time, easy money, easy life. The Untouched Inquisitor. What an edgy name. I like him. A little too simple in my opinion. What the hell is that? Okay. Okay. I didn't even see half of what I just picked up. The Whisper Lady. That's cool. I'm surprised that boss didn't have more of a gimmick, but I really like his design, I like his name, super edgy, super cool, super fun. Lord's Orders, nice. Back to the beginning. Uh-oh. Okay, it doesn't last long. Got it. Okay. Ow. My ankles. The Predator set. Nice. Ow, my ankles. What a cool name for an armor set. Okay, okay. Very reminiscent of our, of the predators in the what's his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Oh my god. That's so bad. Trying to think of where we continue onward to next. Because we know there's another area up there, but we didn't go the other way. We also didn't go through here. Use arcane attacks. Godspeed, good friend. What the? Oh my gosh. What is that? Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. That one was a little stressful. The third lamb? That was a terrifying monstrosity. So, hold on, I want to take a peek at what's on the other side of all this. Good kill, my friend. Sad, sad birds. Oh. Hello. This air, it's so still. I was drawn to this dome for reasons I don't understand. It's so lonely here. I long for a friend, but I think I've driven everyone I've loved away. Tell me, have you heard of hard light? Well then, let me tell you. Hard light has been described as not unlike crystallized moonbeams. It can only be seen and touched by those that possess a hard light brand. But even those unable to touch hard light will see its traces. You'd like that brand, wouldn't you? Yes, as I thought. Well, it's as simple as that. Accept this brand. The hard light brand. A word of power carried in a brand, bearing the brand grants its owner power over matter. Wear this brand to imbue your torch with the light, allowing you to render blue arcane matter tangible. I really, really like that they make the torch like an actual gameplay mechanic. That is so cool. You come here to think too, don't you? I enjoy solitude, of course, but you're always welcome to join me. I like to think about how meaningful my actions are. Aw. Making real change. That's what I bring to this world. A scorpion set. Okay. That's huge. That is rather huge. Although, I don't know where we progress to next. Oh no. Good times. Good times. That was a little too comedic. So, one thing I wanted to talk about while we're kind of on this little journey is kind of, we just ran through the Dome of the Forgotten and just steamrolled through it. I'm not even joking. Like, what the fuck is that? We just kind of steamrolled through the Dome of the Forgotten and didn't even look back, didn't even think twice. Like, we faced 2 bosses and found the hard light. We ran through that area in like, what, less than 15 minutes? While I think back, well, I mentioned before that this game has a lot of like, it harkens back to Dark Souls 1 a lot. It has a lot of the same feel of Dark Souls 1. Like, playing this game feels like playing Dark Souls 1 for the first time. But the problem that I'm seeing is that there's not a lot of difficulty. In fact, traversing the game is a lot more difficult than a lot of these boss fights are, or boss encounters, I should say. And while I'm not saying that in terms as like a detriment to the game, it's we just blew through that area like it was water. And I don't think we should have been able to do that. We might have been a little over-leveled for it. Who knows? The 3rd land boss, I could see that being very challenging if we didn't just spam our way through it with zero thought at all. But holy crap, and we still have the Temple of the Lost down there, and then whatever's beyond this. Okay. Easy money. Okay, maybe not easy money. Back up a bit. Oh no. Is he shield bumping me? I will get this parry if it's the death of me. Nice. Awesome. Great fight. Great encounter. Like I said, that was more challenging than the 2 bosses we faced combined. Especially with the Inquisitor, the Untouched Inquisitor, who is like the main boss of the area. That's a little, like, for that boss to be that easy, that's a bit much, in my opinion. Ooh. Secret dungeon. A dark dungeon. What the fuck is that? That scared the crap out of me. Like, those are large enemies, and we just cut right through them. I think we did something right with leveling up, but I think it might have been a little too right. Now that we know that, what do you call it? Mimics are a thing. I think we should be a little more wary of chests. The ruined temple. We just found a war scythe. And we can go down. coming with me. Crap. Cave keepers are what they're called. Nice and easy. King of Arms. Got it. Drowned idol and a gray pearl. How do I get up from here? There we go. So obviously we are meant to go down. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. All of that, so much more difficult than the two bosses that we face. I'm kind of astonished at how easily we're blowing through this. So I don't know if that means we're progressing a little too quickly, or if we're making the right amount of progression in this game. Some of these areas are like really intricate in like how they're designed, like the festering banquet, short area, nothing but verticality, but it had a lot to it, so to speak. The Queen of Smiles village was a lot larger. There's some areas that are just super large and some areas that we're just kind of steamrolling through, and it's very, very odd. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, how far up does this go? We're not going across to the other side. I just want to see how high this goes. Wow. You could just cross the area, you could just cross the whole level entirely. That was really fun. The Ziggurat of Dust. So this is the dreaded Ziggurat, an ashen effigy, that our friend so greatly, deeply feared. Got it, okay. Got it, okay. Now we know why it's called that. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay. I don't know how much progress we should make through this area. Because I need to go back and use the salt. I like this monster. Oh, he's not as friendly as he seems. He's also not as tough as he seems. That's a boss fight. Okay. We're batting 1,000 here. Oh my gosh, dude. Hello? Ooh. The night set. Awesome. Okay. Nice. Holy crap. I don't know. We just blew through all of that. But now that we have this hard light mod, I think we should go back to where I wanted to go before, which is Hager's Cavern and the, what do you call it? The Red Hall of Cages. There's things that I want to see now that we have access to them. So instead of actually progressing, what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack to those areas and see what the hard light can reveal to us. But first, we need a guide. We don't have a blacksmith, but we can have an alchemist. Let's get an alchemist and a mage. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what we can transmute. I like my mask better than anything. Let's see if I can transmute my sword to something cooler. I don't have a diamond cluster. Unfortunate. I would lean more towards this katana if I actually had the magic scaling, so I'm not too concerned about it. What the hell is this? That's a wild looking weapon. I can't wait to get it. Undersight. Ooh, so instead of a potion, I can just get a full-on spell. That's awesome. Let's just buy him out. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna come over here, talk to you, buy another horn just because. Then we're gonna travel not to the Red Hall or the Watching Woods or Haggard's Cavern. We're gonna travel to the Dome of the Forgotten. Actually, I don't think we need to travel to the Dome of the Forgotten. But now we do, because I already made the commitment. So we're gonna put a guide here, a cleric, and a sellsword, because why not? So when we go back and we look at all of the stuff that we got, I may skip some of the spells, only because, it depends. See how I feel. I just bought a lot of spells, so it depends on how I feel. Our next goal is actually going to be the Red Hall of Cages. soldier's poem, so I need 2. So I need 1 soldier's poem. Got it. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I need 1 soldier's poem for my pistol. That being said, so here's what we're gonna do. There's a little area here in the Red Hall of Cages that has a little bridge that we couldn't see without the hard light. We're gonna unlock that, see where it goes. After that, we're gonna go back to Hager's Cavern and check out the other bridges. We'll backtrack through there, see where it takes us, and then we'll decide how to progress from there. Because now we have the Ziggurat of Dust and the Temple of the Forgotten, or Temple of the Lost, or whatever it's called. But we just blew through the Dome of the Forgotten like it was nothing. We didn't even see our friend, probably because he's lying somewhere within the Ziggurat. Wow, that's a lot. We have a lot. We have a lot to go through. So let's go do our little quest here. I also kind of want to visit our friend because she's going to sell us our soldier's poem that we need to upgrade our pistol. But one step at a time. What is this? Oh my god, it's a cage I've never opened. Okay. I completely forgot about that. I believe it's at the bottom of this. And we know how well we know how well we did in this area. Oh, it's right there. Was that it? There's no way that was it. So that's all that was? All of that just to find an easier way down. Got it. Okay. Okay. Crap. Now we go back to Hager's Cavern. But first... taking an elevator down, super risky. I should probably stop doing that. I think that was everything in the Red Hall of Cages. I just wanted to see where those elevators led, but now I have an idea of where they kind of go. Okay. So we can take that off, put our horn back on. And now we can go through Hager's Cavern. We're gonna take a quick visit to our friend here. She doesn't sell the salt anymore. Interesting. Now that we have that, we can upgrade our pistol, which will be super nice. I really, really hope I remember where to go in this cavern. I know where we're going first, obviously, but after that, I don't know. It was really easy to get lost here. I'll take it. That was actual comedy. Kind of figured. Okay. So that's one. I have no idea where the other one is. I think it's down at the bottom. I think it's further up, actually. Nope. Right here. I think we should take advantage of that refill. Not gonna lie. Because it's there for a reason. You know what I like about these enemies? They swallow all light. They swallow all the light around them, and I think that's really cool. It's like anglerfish. Oh my god, it just keeps going. That could have even gone up. Oh, hello. Do you want to be friends? I'm guessing that's a no. Got it, okay. It's the Brotherhood of Steel. He's a really cool enemy. What a cool enemy. The sounds he makes are terrifying, though. We also found a spell called Divine Will, so we'll have to be sure to take a look at that. Is there going to be more of him? There better not be more of him. Oh my gosh, it keeps going. Where is this taking me? Is that a spear? Yes, it is. No way. So it's another shortcut to the fort. Yep, it's another shortcut. That is amazing. You know what the sad part is I don't remember where there's more of that hard light. I really don't. I feel like there's a hard light bridge around here somewhere, but I don't remember where. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the cavern and we'll just give it like a little once over just to make sure I found what it was I was looking for. And then we'll decide where to go from there. I'm trying very hard to get that parry. So either you can't, or I'm just whiffing it super hard. Okay, you can't parry him. That's just the end-all be-all of that. Can't be parried. This is the boss fight. And I'm back at the sanctuary. Yep. Ooh, I don't remember seeing those. That was it? Damn it. Is it really worth going back to get my salt? I don't even remember how I got there. Yep. Well, alrighty then. I don't know what to do. Tough decisions. Very tough decisions. So, here's what I think we'll do. We'll check out our tree of skill, try to figure out where we want to go next. Do we want another poultice pouch? So, I don't know how long that mouse cursor has been on the screen. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, it's like reading movement on my trackpad. I actually unplugged my mouse earlier. It probably will show at the start of the video that my mouse is like just there. I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. But it is. Don't really know what to do about it. I just plugged my mouse back in to see if that changes anything, and it didn't. So we'll just kind of ignore it for now, to be honest. I wonder if the Page of Light scales with wisdom. I wonder if there's a way of knowing. Where is it? You know, I think there is one way of kind of figuring out if it scales, and that's doing this. So we take it, we look at our damage, which is 64.3, 86.8, I don't think it changed much. No, it didn't. So we won't worry about it. That's gonna cost 2. That's 1, that's 1. That's 2, that's 1. That's 1. 1, 1. We can go that way. Let's do that. Do I need class 3 bows? Do I need class 2 bows? Yes, I do. Interesting. Okay. That's really good to know. That's actually really good to know. So, in order to get, like, how do I put this? So with the swordsman, we jumped all the way to class 5, but we couldn't have done it the way that we did without first purchasing class 2, class 3, class 4. It was the same thing with the marksman over here, or archer. We just found out that we're just gonna go along the road and jump all the way around here, but it wouldn't let us because we didn't have class 2 or class 3 archer. So we bought those out. I might refund them if I can, just so I can progress. Because this is where my goal is to pull this pouch, honestly. I think that's what we'll try to do, is just try to make our way to all these poultice pouches. I want to find Stone Leader. Damn, nothing. Alrighty. I feel like we kind of rounded... Jeez, we kind of blew through all of that, didn't we? We got another brand. We've successfully and, like, thoroughly, like, demolished the Dome of the Forgotten. Demolished isn't the word I'm looking for, but there's no other way to destroy it. But we literally just blew through it like it was no one's business. I don't even think we missed anything, to be perfectly honest. I might have to give it a once over, but oh my gosh, dude. It's a little saddening at how simple and how easy that was. But then again, I guess you can't really expect like massive sprawling areas in a game like this, or you shouldn't really like come to expect these massive sprawling areas as like... That's annoying. These massive sprawling areas that just kind of extend beyond into infinity. I think the highlight of this game isn't the length of its isn't like the size of its areas, but the interconnectedness of the world as a whole. I think that's the real true highlight of the game. That being said, I think our next mission will be to take on the Ziggurat of Dust, as well as venture downward into the Temple of the Forgotten, or whatever it's called. I don't even remember what it's called. I just know that there's a temple. It has a very, very, very mysterious name, and that's probably where we want to go next. We also know that we could just cross over the Ziggurat and see what's on the other side. We're not going to do that. We'll run it through. We'll see what's inside the Ziggurat and face our maker in there, whatever that may be. We still haven't found any lead on the princess. We haven't even met our friend. But we still made progress somehow. We do have a better understanding of what may have happened to our princess thanks to a little armor set that we found. We befriended our harvester friend, and jeez, it feels like we just kind of blew through everything. I'm kind of impressed and scared. What level are we? 66 with 43 dexterity. Oh my gosh. I don't think we need any more points of dexterity, but we do have an attack rating of 72. I mean, what's a little more dexterity to hurt? 72 is chump change numbers, you know. We can go a little higher than that. I guess our next mission is the Ziggurat of Dust. Before we head off to the dome, I think what we should do is kind of take a look at some of the things we found. I don't think we found a whole lot. Did we find any rings? We bought a ring. A metal ring set with a rich blue crystal. The crystal softly hums as if charged by the celestial fabric of fire and sky. Increases magic. I know we found some armor. We did find a lot of armor sets. Let's see where we can start. Nope, that's not it. A merchant's fez, an ornate felt cap worn by merchants as a symbol of their trade. Sporting this flashy accessory in any other setting might indicate wealth and status, but here it simply paints a brightly colored target on one's otherwise exposed head. Yikes. A predator bassinet. Aw, that's cute. Helm of the Hornet Steel, armored winged guardians of the Dome of the Forgotten. The origin of the Hornet Steel is mysterious, but their similarity to spear imps may not be coincidental. A scorpion migfur? Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Heavy padded plate helm of the Desert Sentry Royal Guard of Kulkas. And the Blood Brow Barbute. Bladed plate helm. Light armor? Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot, okay. Bladed plate helm adorned in a red canvas cowl. The Blood-Brow Cowl is said to shield its wearer from whatever evil turns animals into nightmarish beasts. I'm a fan of that face piece, but I think we're gonna stick with our mask here just because I feel like we got something going on with it. Oh, we found this, the Sohei Kessa, beautifully dyed tunic of a warrior pilgrim. Monks exist in most major faiths, but this particular tunic is in the Kairi style. I don't remember what I was wearing. We also found the Predator Curious. Ooh. Plate armor of the Hornet Steel armor Whedon Guardians of the Dome of the Forgotten. Scorpion Krug. Heavy padded plate steel armor. Jeez. Heavy padded plate armor of the Desert Sentry Royal Guard of Kulkas. The Blood-Brow Curious. Cuirass? I think it's Cuirass. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not gonna lie. And then we also just found straight up plate mail. I think this is the set that you start at the beginning of the game. Plate reinforced chainmail of a low-ranking knight, smartly draped with a wool cape which indicates a noble rank and provides protection from wind and rain. Bladed plate and leather armor, the Blood-Brow were a secret society of arcanists from a time when beasts were a more serious threat to man. The society fell into obscurity shortly after an aspiring lord tried to repurpose them into a personal brute squad, sending them to hunt supposed witches, who in reality were merely political rivals. Ooh. I like the look of it. I don't think it's for me. Actually, no, but the problem is that obviously these two are gonna go well. I kinda dig it. We might jump on that. Juzudawa, bracelets of masterfully carved Tanari, or wooden balls. Each Tanari represents an ideal for its wearer to meditate upon. Oh, I kinda like that over the gloves. Merchant's gloves. Silk gloves worn by merchants to convey a refined professional air, although fully functional and in fact quite practical for keeping the hands clean. They are also regarded by some as a pretentious display of unnecessary ostentation. Unnecessary ostentation, what a word. The Predator gauntlets, winged guardians of the Dome of the Forgotten, Scorpion Kulak, heavy padded plate gauntlets of the Desert Sentry, Royal Guard of Kulkas, and then plate gauntlets, plate reinforced chainmail gauntlets of a low-ranking knight. I'm surprised the other, what am I looking for? The Blood-Brow doesn't have gloves. Interesting. Sohei Tabi, sturdy leather boots worn over the beautifully dyed trousers of a warrior pilgrim. Some faiths associate vibrant colors with excess and vanity, but in Kairi holy culture, color is celebrated. The Predator Sabatons, greaves of the Hornet Steel, armored winged guardians of the Dome of the Forgotten. Jeez, I'm having a hard time reading these because I'm reading them so quickly. Heavy padded plate greaves of the Desert Sentry Royal Guard of Kulkas. The Blood-Brow greaves, bladed plate leather boots. Centuries ago, when nightmarish beasts prowled the land, a group of exiles from the Citadel formed the Blood-Brow, a secret society tasked with hunting and slaughtering vile creatures wherever they may lurk. Plate greaves, chainmail chassis reinforced with steel greaves, and polyenes. They provide balanced protection against all damage types and are standard equipment for low-ranking knights. These Blood-Brows seem like really, really intense entities. I'm actually kind of a fan of the pants. We might switch to these, but I obviously need level 4 class light armor. I'm also a fan of the chess piece too. I kind of want to run with that. I don't know, we'll have to make some decisions once we unlock it. What else have we found? Did we find any weapons? We did find an ore. I think we looked into this already. Yep, because the ore comes from like this one really, I really like the ore because it means that there are people out there who learn to train to specifically fight with ores, and I think that's beautiful. We found Varangian spade though. We already have one. An unembellished longsword of highly refined crucible steel. The crucible method results in blades of exceptional quality which have long been popular among seafaring warriors for their reliability, and production has expanded in recent years to accommodate the increasingly widespread use of these weapons among heavy infantry and cavalry units in many continental armies. What's the Stardust Spire? Ooh, that's a really pretty spear. The finely polished head of this ornate spear was cut from a large shockstone cluster by one of Mark Dorr's master craftsmen. It has been elaborately carved to evoke the continent's snow-capped mountain peaks, whose mines provide the only known source of this coveted piezoelectric crystal. I can't even read that word. Oh my gosh, I need to go back to school. We did find a war scythe, an ordinary farm scythe rejigged for use in battle, likely by one of this forsaken island's innumerable castaways. Improvised though it may be, its modifications allow for formidable sweeping slashes at a safe distance from one's foes. We did buy a staff, the Rowan Crozier, an enchanter's crook fashioned in the classic style from Rowan, a dense and resilient hardwood said to be capable of warding away evil. Owing to its abundance at higher altitudes, Rowan is commonly used by mountain-dwelling ascetics for crafting these staves as part of their solitary training in the arcane arts. Nothing too much going on in the land of the weapons. Did we even find a shield? We found a gangplank mantlet, an enormous and unbearably heavy shield which appears to have been improvised from the remains of a large ship's gangplank. The rough oak timbers are still solidly bound with iron battens and seem sturdy enough to turn away a broadside, though the sheer weight of this veritable wall of wood is certain to compromise its wielder's mobility. The scutcheon, a large, slightly convex heater shield with a central boss for deflecting blades. Constructed from solid hardwood covered by a steel sheet and painted with the arms of a low-ranking noble family, the shield offers substantial protection from conventional weapons. Ashen Effigy? That's a shield? An immense shield of carved granite smuggled from the forbidden Jindarin archipelago by an unscrupulous merchant. Apparently once part of a much larger mural, its chiseled surface bears a low relief of interlocking bones surrounding a chilling effigy of death. Owing to several terrifying and inexplicably widespread rumors, few outsiders venture to Jindarin, and little is known of its inhabitants even today. The fool who courted their ire to pillage this demonic artifact was surely more driven by greed than common sense. Ooh, I like that. I think that's all we found. Is there any treasures, any goodies? We did find a phial of undersight, a potion of undersight, the ability to see that which lurks in a dimension, too ethereal to be perceived by mortal vision. Let's see, what else do we have? We found some spells. What was the one that we found before, near the end here? Divine Armor temporarily improves the caster's defense to physical attacks. To a cleric of great faith, the mightiest crushing blows and deep slashes leave little more than bruises and scrapes. Prayer for revitalization, a humble heart recognizes that some feats are possible only through divine strength. Causes the caster to rapidly regain stamina. Stamina. Divine will. A spell called Undersight. The ability to see that which lurks in a dimension too ethereal to be perceived by mortal vision. It is said that tormented spirits dwell beneath. A veil of whispers and shadows. I don't think we found anything else. No keys, no nothing. We can take a look at, these are the items we found. Like the Whisperman's ashes, ashes of a Whisperman, a fragment of holy memories trapped in the dome of the Forgotten. These poor souls are now doomed for eternity to wander their place of solace as prisoners. The untouched Inquisitor's ashes. Ashes of Alasdair, the untouched Inquisitor. Alasdair saw sin in the Dome of Light, and through his unquestionable zeal was able to cleanse the Dome of sin. In a world so wicked, are not the selfless acts of holy men necessary to allow righteousness to flourish? Yikes. That is so good. I like that. It's a little foreboding when they use the phrase, are not the selfless acts of holy men necessary to allow righteousness to flourish? It's misleading in a sense. How do I put this? It's misleading when you have to consider what does it mean to be selfless, and what does it mean to be holy, and to what degree of righteousness is... What's the word I'm looking for? Those two things affect the degree of righteousness because it all depends on perspective. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, we're not going to hurt ourselves here trying to read too deep into all this. Ashes of a Whisper Lady, the choir of the Dome of Light, was truly an inspirational thing. To so many downtrodden and weary pilgrims, it was a glorious ray of divine light. But the Inquisitor found it was sin, and so it was cleansed, becoming the first lamb. Ooh. What else did we find? Third Lamb's beak. Beak of the third lamb, old guard of the Dome of the Forgotten. A hippogriff who once patrolled the skies protecting pilgrims to the dome from raiders and bandits. She was made to sacrifice her will in service of the Inquisitor. No wonder why the Inquisitor was considered the main boss, because he kind of orchestrated everything. Ear of a cave keeper. A twisted brood that finds solace in the island's darkest corners. Their magic lanterns actually consume the light of man, keeping them shrouded in a protective cloak of shadows. Ear of a thing of arms, salt-built creation of the architect. On the greater continents, the power of salt was thought to be a fable, but the thing of arms is evidence enough that salt allomancy is not just real, but horrible. Ooh. Ear of a pale witch, taken from one of the many practitioners of magic from the western continents. In death, these once innocent children of the elements have become the very beasts they were falsely executed for being. Jeez, okay. A waxy pungent idol of amber glisten. Amber glisten is as precious as it is rare and said to be vomited up from the bellies of great kraken. Gee, ugh, gross. Wow, that's it. That's all we found. I'm impressed. Well, we read on all of that. We didn't really gain much other than that the dome is not what it used to be. Known as the Dome of the Forgotten. It once used to be called the Dome of Light until the Inquisitor decided to corrupt it. Which, you know what, speaking of, let's go into our bestiary and learn a little bit more about our friend, the Inquisitor. A drowned witch of the northern coast, Duchy of Tristan. Tristani witches were never the hexers and cursors their enemies claimed them to be, but were certainly practitioners of elemental magics. The third lamb, a shadow of her former glory, the third lamb is the bound and broken thrall of the untouched Inquisitor. There was a time when this hippogriff had pride, the praise of her master, and a name, but the Inquisitor saw sin in these things, and saw to it that they became sacrifices, like the lamb itself. See, this is what I meant by, like, a perverted view of righteousness, or a perverted perspective of righteousness. Like, yes, we have the idea of holy men and selfless acts, but how selfless are those acts when they're meant to corrupt? Truly. Anyone, holy man or not, who's using their power to corrupt and modify and manifest things into their own vision, that's not an act of selflessness. Those are the actions of a being who desires power. Whisperman. A former member of the Congregation of the Dome of Light, made the first lamb by the untouched Inquisitor who saw sin on them. Silent and forgotten, they roam the halls, their place of solace now an eternal prison. Ooh! A bound Aurochs, a powerful wild creature inhumanely broken, prepared, trained, and conditioned to defend the ziggurat of dust from outsiders. Jeez. Oh, what's this Hornet Steel? An armored winged guardian of the Dome of the Forgotten. When the Inquisitor purged the Dome of Light of sin, he brought with him several Hornet Steels to ensure that the newly cleansed lambs adhered to the Inquisitor's sinless standard. Yikes. A misshapen cave-dwelling brute. The magical lanterns they bear are somehow able to blot out the lights of men. Well, we noticed that when we were coming down. It was like we were coming down and we're like, dude, whatever these creatures are, they're not really tough, but they're like consuming the light around them. And I think that's pretty cool. Things of arms act primarily as collectors for the architect, though they're simple enough to become frequently distracted and lost. Wait, I liked the Crypt Keeper. An ancient guardian, Crypt Keepers are the silent sentinels of the crypt of dead gods, wielding iron will against unwelcome invaders and unruly residents alike. Let's see, the Whisper Lady, a former member of the choir of the Dome of Light, made the first lamb by the untouched Inquisitor, who cleansed the Dome of sin. A Mimikyu. A ravenous tentacled kraken, the Mimikyu are experts of camouflage, capable of convincingly disguising themselves as a variety of inanimate objects. Unfortunately, the Mimikyu on this island learned fairly quickly that mimicking and enticing chests is the surest way to get fed. I really like this game. I like what it does, I like what it offers. I'm still a little taken aback by how quickly we kind of blew through it, but I guess that is what it is, you know. With all that said and done, with the story of this Dome of Forgotten, I love it. The Untouched Inquisitor was super cool. I'm surprised there wasn't really much more difficulty to the fight other than what we faced. But it is what it is. That being said, next time, I guess our next mission is to, take on the Ziggurat, and then the temple. But first the Ziggurat, because we need to find our friend. I really hope he's okay. I wish I knew what our progress was. I wish I had like some kind of idea of how much progress we've made. Because I don't know if we've even made it close to the halfway point yet. Like, we still have a whole other side of the island to go through. Crap, dude. We still have a princess to hunt down. We'll get there, one way or another. Eventually, maybe. Or we'll lose our sanity first. Whatever comes first.